Okay, hello, my fantastic fourth graders. This is Eureka Math, Module 1, Lesson 2A, Grade 4 with Mrs. Fuska. Okay, before we move on to the actual lesson, remember to open a tab and set a timer. This lesson should take you only about 15 minutes or 20 minutes because we don't have any worksheets to do at the end. Just watch the video and make sure that you understand the concepts. The learning target for today is I can look at a multi-digit number and determine that the digit to the left is 10 times greater than the given digit. Okay, get out your math notebook and write in your math notes for today a multiplication sentence that shows the relationship between 100 and 1,000. Give it a try. Okay, your multiplication sentence should look something like this. 10 times 100 is equal to 10 hundreds, or it's equal to 1,000. Okay, in your math notebook, please draw a place value chart that has 7 columns and label the ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. Do that right now. Okay, so your place value chart that you drew in your math notebook should look a lot like this. So let's take a moment and try to figure out what comes next. We have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So let's draw a disc in the thousands place. Now, let's take that 1,000 and let's multiply it by 10. So if you multiply it by 10, we're going to get 10 thousandths. And actually, that is what we can regroup this into the 10,000 column. So the next column is the 10,000 column. Okay, so if you're representing this on your place value chart, we can say 1,000 times 10 is going to be 10,000, and then we can regroup that. And actually, the name is kind of the same. So then we would have 1/10,000. Okay, so now we've regrouped and we have 1/10,000. So now what's going to be our next column? If we have 10,000 and we multiply it by 10, then we're going to have to regroup to the next column. What would that be? Let's take a look. Okay, so here I took the 1/10,000, I multiply it by 10. So we have 10 10,000s. We know that when we have 10, we can regroup and we're going to have, yes, 100,000. So this disc would be called the 100,000s. Okay, so what would come next on our place value chart? Let's take a look. So our next column is the millions. So let's do this process again. If we have 100,000 and we multiply it by 10, we're going to get 10 100,000s, and then we'll need to regroup that to make 1 million. Okay, the process that we just walked through with our place value charts, we can represent it this way in sort of a pattern. If we have 10 times 1, it would be 110. 10 times 110 is going to equal 100. 10 times 100 is going to equal 1,000. 10 times 1,000 is 1/10,000. 10 times 1/10,000 is 100,000. And 10 times 100,000 is a million. So it's kind of like this. Every time we cross that line and regroup, we're just multiplying. It's showing that we're multiplying by 10. And that's the reason we call this the base 10 system. Okay, now in your math notebook, I want you to draw another place value chart. And I want you on the place value chart to show 10 times 4 10,000s. So you would start out by drawing 4 10,000s on our place value chart. Now, we're going to take those 4 and we're going to multiply by 10, and then we're going to regroup to the 100,000s. And after we regroup, we would have 400,000s. So at this point, we can say that 40 10,000s is the same or equal to 400,000s. Okay, now in your math book, you can just use the bottom half of that place value chart that you just drew, or you can draw a new one. And on this place value chart, I want you to show 10 times 200,000. So we would start out by drawing 200,000. So 2 in the 100,000s column. Then we're going to stop and we're going to multiply that by 10, and then we're going to show regrouping. So we multiplied the 200,000s by 10, so we get 20 100,000s, and now we need to regroup. So we would take these 10 and regroup to make 1 million. And then if we regroup these 10, it would make another million. So we can actually say that 20 100,000s is equal to 2 million. Okay, if you have not gone over about 15 minutes, then or 20 minutes, you can actually take time and solve this story problem in your math notebook. Let me read it to you, and then when I get to the end, I'll actually go over some of the answers with you. So pause, do the problem, and then check your answer on the video. So it says Madeline is making muffins. I hope you like muffins, Madeline. Each baking tray can hold 6 muffins. If Madeline bakes 4 trays of muffins, how many muffins will she have all together? Okay, stop a minute and get this done. Okay, so if I were doing this on the board for you, I would actually draw out 4 trays, each containing 6 muffins, and then count and see how many I have. And you probably know that 4 times 6 equals 24. So Madeline would have 24 muffins altogether. So let's go on to the next one. Okay, on B, it says the corner bakery has made 10 times as many. Do you recognize that? 10 times as many muffins as Madeline baked. How many muffins did the bakery produce? Okay, so Madeline produced 24 muffins, and the bakery had 10 times as many. So stop the video and see if you can figure this out. Think about your place value chart, and if we had 2 in the 10s, multiplied it by 10, how that would change, and 4 in the 1s. Okay, ready, go. Okay, so if she had 2 10s, multiplied it by 10, you would have 2 hundreds. And if you had 4 1s and you multiplied that by 10, you would have 40. So the answer would be 240 muffins that the bakery produced. Okay, today you do not have to do any math pages. We'll be doing some activities to reiterate this tomorrow, but just make sure you understand the concepts, and then we'll be covering lesson 2B tomorrow. Thanks. See you tomorrow.